Hello, everybody. It is great to be here again today. My name is Gary Fowler, and I am the host of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been involved in 17 startups, love artificial intelligence and quantum computing. I was on the original management team of Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for 1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai, an AI HR tech company that I co-founded with Dr. David Yang. As I said, I'm the CEO, president, co-founder of GSD, Get You Done Venture Studios. We are a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Palo Alto, California. We believe that intellectual capacity is evenly spread around the world, but the opportunities aren't, and that's why we are here. So, with that, I've got great pleasure to introduce Miguel Martin, who's an angel investor, a global angel investor with WBAF. He's been all the way from working at Walmart in Chile all the way to WBAF, went to Manchester Business School. Heck of a nice guy, a lot of angel investing. And we're going to hear right from the source. I'd like to be Miguel online. Hello, Miguel. How are you doing today?
Hi, Gary. A pleasure being here with you. A great way to start the year.
Yeah, no, it's great. So tell me a little bit about it. How in the world did you get started? Walmart Chile. And what was that? Were you right out of school, or how did that happen? You went to Carrefour and then Walmart. What? What?
Yeah, well, very briefly, I have like two periods in my life. The first one was fully dedicated to international business in different roles for big companies and my own companies. So my first executive position was international manager for Carrefour in Spain. After 3 years, a headhunter came to me and they asked me to replicate the model of the import-export department of Carrefour in Chile at the local leading retail company at the moment. Then later was acquired by the Walmart. And I wasn't working, how to say, for Walmart after the acquisition, but I implemented the import-export department before the arrival of Walmart. And from that, I jumped to Brazil, doing also market entry strategies for Spanish companies. And later, I established my own company, doing like a global investment soft landing in Poland, Morocco, and Brazil. Basically, taking a minority share of the projects and establishing a local team, managing the local team for especially in the we can say offline industries, real estate, tourism, and but always my full life I'm being in the international positions, and that the main reason I start to be involved with global and local innovation ecosystems, and that is what I really enjoy, building bridges between the local and regional ecosystems here in Spain, Latin America, and the global angel investor ecosystem through initiatives like World Business Angel Investment Forum. And I have been involved during the last 5 years in different positions like Vice President of the Global Startup Committee, and currently the President of the SDGs Science, Technology, and Innovation Committee, and Entrepreneurship World Cup, Startup Grime. So always trying to identify global initiatives that have not been, for one reason or another, present in the Spanish market, and just trying to build that bridge that I really need. I think that is really necessary for how to say, giving international visibility to local ecosystems outside places like Silicon Valley.
Now, where are you from originally?
I'm from Spain, and but I had been working in around 10 countries during 15 years. So, and I still continue loving to travel, even if in this period of pandemia, that is obviously is much more difficult. My last trips has been in Ukraine. I know that you are also quite. You have a very long story with how to say Eastern Europe, and where I see also a great potential. and also Italy, and now I'm going to Saudi Arabia in March for the final of the Entrepreneurship World Cup that will be in Riyadh in the third week of March.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, that sounds, you got a full life. Now I got a question for you. You know, I'm just curious. I studied Spanish when I was in high school
Okay.
and college, but is there a lot of difference? I mean, so going from Spain to Chile, was the Spanish that much different for you? How do you like become immersed in the climate, right? Assimilated into it. How does that work?
But in general, the Spanish in Spain or Latin America is the same language. Even we say, and sometimes the how to say, the Latin American people speak better Spanish than the Spanish people in we can say in Spain.
Oh, really?
But
Why is that, Miguel?
because I think that the how to say the roots or the origin of the original Spanish has been kept maybe in a better way, in a more proper way from a grammar point of view or from the use of the language in Latin America than in Spain, for that maybe was more influenced by the other languages in Europe or things like that. And the only thing that changed, and obviously sometimes it's a little bit tricky, is the vocabulary. You have a few, there is a part of the vocabulary that you have to learn if you don't want to use, how to say, false friends and make say something that maybe is not polite in one country because the meaning is totally different.
Now, does that
And in
happen,
another,
Miguel? Give me a for instance. I'm really curious. What shouldn't I say?
for example, in
And make it
Argentina,
clean too.
For example, concha is the female sexual organ, we can
Uh,
say, and here in Spain is a molluscule, so it's
it's a
seafood.
what?
Seafood,
Seafood?
yeah.
Wow.
So
So you got to
it's
watch what you're
totally,
talking
as
about
you
here.
can imagine, it's totally different. And the verb coger in Mexico also has a, how to say, not very pleasant connotations that is and here in Spain is getting something. So it's very common, very commonly used, and Mexican people laugh when they come here and see people using that word in a
Well, I
totally
mean, it
different
must
way.
be a shock when you go to those countries and you're at a seafood restaurant and you make a mistake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, can be yeah, can be quite tricky. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's interesting. So, how did you get involved in the Entrepreneurship World Club, and how did you get? Where does it come from? Who's the head of it, and how did you get involved in it?
Well, as I commented you before, I was in the international real estate and tourism projects, and the main reason for starting to be involved, I always love technology and innovation, but from a professional point of view, after the Lehman Brothers crisis,
Hmm.
how to say the business wasn't so how to say dynamic like before, and obviously there wasn't so many Spanish companies looking for expanding to international markets. So I have more time to exploring other things than I like it. And one of the things was why not adding value to the projects through technology and innovation. So I was the time that the beginning of the virtual reality and how to say other technologies that obviously right now are much more developed, and we are talking about 10 years ago. And but I see the potential that if you are making an investment of 10 million, 50 million for real estate, even right now doesn't make any sense than the real estate developers. And I know because I have plenty of friends in the field and I continue to be involved in the field from the traditional point of view. They continue to buy the land and they continue to choose what product they want to, how to say, build without any analytics, especially outside the big capitals or the big, how to say, cities like maybe New York, San Francisco could be different, and people is more technology savvy and they are using in a much more professional way technology for getting better decisions. but in secondary cities or in places where technology is not so spread, they still continue using their guts and their experience to decide what is the if they are going to be flats or they are going to be townhouses or they are going to do small apartments or big houses and things like that. And for me, doesn't make any sense to live for how to say to random and just to guts when you have big data and many other technologies that could be very how to say can reduce the risk of the investment in a much a professional way. And the same thing for that is for buying the land, but the same thing could be applied to selling real estate. I know that you have been involved in property, and one of the startups then started to use how to say was leading the international real estate solutions, and I am also quite involved in quite in protect technologies and protect startups, and I have been organizing for the last 3 years international protect demo day in parallel to the Mediterranean real estate show here in Malaga in Costa del Sol, where real estate continue to be a quite how to say important market and sector, and there is plenty of things to be done for digitalizing and innovating in not only obviously in real estate and tourism, but any other industry that we can imagine.
Okay, so how about this? What's going on? If you look at it, you work in 10 countries right now, right? So you've been involved. What's going on? How's the entrepreneur environment in Spain compared to Saudi Arabia? I mean, how are things from your
Well,
perspective?
I was working and living in 10 countries before this experience of the World Business Angel Investment Forum. We are in right now in 127 countries, so we basically cover more than half of the world.
Got it.
And I think that this is one of the most interesting how to say parts of being involved in the initiatives like World Business Angel Forum on Entrepreneurship World Cup that is all close to 200 countries, or a Start Grind that is also in 127 countries, sorry, 125 countries. As you can imagine, local ecosystems are totally different from places like Silicon Valley, Israel, Singapore, to the on the other we can on the other hand we can have Africa, we can have some countries in the Eastern Europe or in the Central Asia and South America, even mid countries or in the development phase. We can say like even like Spain, that the how to say that the markets are totally different. So one thing that I want to highlight is, in my opinion, there is a huge opportunity for angel investing as a tool for internationalization of startups. I think that angel investors normally are people that are successful in their career. They have a good knowledge of their local market. They have a experience in one or several industries, and they have some surplus of money and they want to invest in a startup. So they can be the perfect partner for not only growing from a commercial point of view, but also for helping in market entry strategy and obviously in the how to say investing capital in the startups. And I see a great potential there. I am involved, and we are trying to promote several initiatives for cross-border investment and international angel investment initiatives. And one thing that I see very clear is that for me, the future is going to be more in the business angel network focuses in industry focus or technology focus, not like has been traditionally in a geolocation or in a local business angel network. Because at the end of the day, what is important for startups is not if your angel investor lives close to you or not, is your neighbor or not. is what is the value that he can provide to you about experience, know-how, capital, and
Yeah,
networking.
exactly. I mean that's the other thing is, especially now with the challenges with Omicron, Delta virus, and more to come. How do you get to those folks? It's not like the old days, by the way. In the angel networks in California, we would have meetings once a month, and then the companies would come in and pitch and you would know somebody that knows them, right? Now it's a little bit different. It's a lot different, and these are some of the hurdles that the companies need to go through. What we say, Miguel, that one of the things for these companies is you need to have an online presence. You need to have visibility because as soon as somebody like yourself gets online, you're going to Google the name. You're going to look at their LinkedIn profile probably first. Then you're going to go down through and see if there are any articles or the website. You're going to start to develop paint a picture of that company and the kind of things that they do. So companies out there, make sure you go down through and take care of your stuff online because if you don't, people like Miguel are going to, and myself are going to look at your company and not believe in it. You need to create a presence. The other thing is you need to have the network and contacts because if somebody brings an opportunity to you, Miguel, and it's referred by somebody you're much more likely to take a look at it.
Oh, totally agree. I think that at the end of the day, the future will be that the lead investors that will identify interesting opportunities in their local markets, and they will try to approach other investors, whatever place they are living, and they will follow. Because I think, even if we promote cross-border investment, at the end of the day, it's much easier to identify local opportunities for somebody that is living close to the startup. But later, I think that the opportunities to bring on board talent and investors from anywhere, and because they can become like also international partners for helping in the expansion of that startups in the other countries that their investors will be involved with.
Where do you find the angels coming from, Miguel? What countries do you find are angels really active today?
In general, I think that there is active investors uh, all around the world, but obviously there is some countries that they are doing very well from promoting angel investment from a tax and legal and regulatory perspective. UK, Estonia, Turkey, Chile, and they're doing better. Spain just approved 1 week ago or 2 weeks ago the new startup law, and we have hopes that will be pushing further the how to say the interest of international and the investors for investing in a startup. We have around 4,000 active investors in Spain right now, as far as I know, the last data that I have, and we have around 50 or 60 business angel networks. So uh, I think that we are the third or fourth largest market in Europe for angel investment. We are far from the numbers in the US or Canada, and I think that obviously it's much bigger. But Spain in particular has for me a very unique position because we talk we can be the how to say the soft landing uh, we have a privileged position for becoming the soft landing country for South American and Latin American startups in Europe, and also we can help startups from Europe and Mediterranean to jump to Latin America. At the end of the day, there is already 600 million people that speak Spanish. Even in the US, the Spanish minority is becoming quite important. So I think that even if English is the global and the leading language in technology and in business, I think that there is plenty of things to be done in languages like Spanish because sadly not every one speak a good English in how to say in Latin America or even in Spain, and there is plenty of things and opportunities that they are out of the market for maybe I will say 60% of the people that they don't feel how to say um, fluent enough to be how to say learning, working, investing in English.
Well, that makes a great point because I see those companies coming into the valley, and sometimes they struggle, Miguel. They're trying to use Silicon Valley as a port, but because of not just from Latin America, but from all over the world, they struggle because they're using. If I'm in Germany or uh, I'm in Singapore or I'm in Vietnam, I mean, English is a language of business and tech, anyhow. And
Mhm.
so, but how do they overcome it? I mean, if you want to use Silicon Valley as a port, how do you overcome it? And so you're CEO of a company. What do? Hire somebody else? Do you bring in other people to be able to supplement it, or you just focus on a regional market?
I think that there is opportunities for approaching the strategy in both ways. So if you want to expand your business in English countries and you are not good in English, obviously you will need help or to learn or to have somebody that is how to say is good on that. And but why not also exploring the opportunity for becoming like the leading player in a local, regional, or international field in a specific languages, specifically for languages that maybe we is a huge market, like can be Spanish, Chinese, Indian, or French, or
Well,
countries.
the other thing is, I've just had a conversation today with some folks from Africa. I mean, it was in South Africa. There are what 8 or 10 languages that are the local language, and so now we've got 38 countries and 1.2 billion people, right, or 1.3 billion people. I mean, we've got another set of issues, right? It's not just about Spanish; it's about
No, no, no. I'm just taking Spanish because obviously it's what I know better. But the same thing can happen with other languages anywhere. And I think that obviously English is a must and is required for expanding your any project internationally. But you can work in that way and also work in parallel to become like to have a strong position using in your advantage than you maybe have another language, because at the end of the day, English and the American people, obviously they have the advantage of speaking English as a native, but they have normally also the disadvantage that they don't speak other languages. Or for them it's more, how to say, difficult or tricky
well,
to
and
learn.
yeah, it's kind of funny, right? When I grew up as a kid, my grandmother spoke Arabic, Greek, Spanish, English, Italian, French, and she would go between the languages. Now, when I grew up in a kid in Pennsylvania, I had no idea what she was doing because she never said I'm speaking Arabic, right? She never said I'm speaking Greek, but I would listen to what she said. I thought it was normal. Part of the challenge is we have people from all over the world have immigrated to the U.S.
Mhm.
My parents and grandparents, have heritage from Germany, from the UK, from Egypt, from Greece, etc. So, but we don't. You're right. We don't keep the languages, and living in Russia almost 14 years myself, you understand that there's other worlds out there, and we got to be a whole lot more localized, right,
Mhm.
to be able to work in those environments. So now I hear what you're saying. Here's the deal. So, from your perspective, what do you think is going to happen over the next year for startups that are looking to raise capital? They're looking for angel investors. How are they going to do it with all this continued COVID crisis? What are they going to do? How do they reach out to you, for instance?
I, I think that every here in Europe we have one advantage that maybe you don't have in US. Obviously you have many others than we don't have, like the how to say maturity of the ecosystem in Silicon Valley. And one of the advantages we have is the how to say the role of the public money. And I think that there is plenty of opportunities for that public money that the European Union, for example, is investing in the innovation and startups through co-investment and matching programs that working in partnership with angel investors or with venture capital. So we can become like the curators and the select the how to say the for normally politicians obviously they don't know how to select or how to identify the best opportunities in a professional way. It's not their role, it's not their job. But they can't. Here in Europe, there is already some programs where they outsource this, how to say, role to private investors, angel investors, business angel networks, or venture capitals. And if the private person commit an investment in the startup, they replicate the investment, or they put some money on the table on top of the money that is. I think this is a very interesting way for multiplying and professionalize the, how to say, the use of public funding uh, in the innovation and startup programs. Another way that I think that is going to be, we were talking before about going, how to say, trying to develop vertical focus programs by industry or by technology. I know you are an expert in artificial intelligence. Why not trying to build like a international artificial intelligence investment program with people from all around the world that can provide expertise, investment, know-how.
Miguel, I like that idea. So I want, that's a perfect idea. So folks that are out there, listen, it's, we believe that as we say, intellectual capacity is evenly spread, and we need, these are great opportunities. We're in a state of infobesity. Each one of us is inundated with information. We need to make sense of it. Tools like unsupervised and semi-supervised AI are going to help them make that dent. Corporations are out there. They're in the same situation. They got so much data coming at them, but they need to make sense of it. They need those tools. They need those idea, and more importantly, need the people with the skill sets. We've got to make this world a better place. I spoke at the UN, Miguel, a few weeks ago as on technology as a tool for peace. I believe if we create jobs where people can have a living, a good salary to be able to take care of their families and create opportunities, people are going to be a whole lot more peaceful. People are going to be a lot more happy. And more importantly, they're going to be able to be self sustaining and take care of themselves. We need to make this world a better place. So I applaud what you're doing. To the angel investors out there, they truly are angels. And we need more of them just like you to be able to make a dent in the universe. As our friend Steve Jobs says, we need to go out there and we need to actively look for some of the best AI companies. I'm open. I mean, at GSD, we've got our venture studio and we've got our accelerator, our hyper accelerator. We curate those kind of companies. So come on in, investors. We'd love to talk to you coming in. Miguel is an incredible angel investor. He's the president of DBAF, and he's a good point of contact. So if you're looking at investing some money and need some guidance, make sure you get to Miguel. Miguel, we're coming to the top of the hour. Closing thoughts, and how do people get a hold of you?
Well, they come the best way to reach me is in LinkedIn. My username is Miguel34. That is the country code for Spain Martin, so it's quite easy. Or Miguel Martin WEAF, and the people will come. It's the best way to contact me because that way I can also see what is the background and profile of the people contacting me. And normally that is another advice I give. Please don't send just a request to connect without a few sentences why you want to connect, why you think that I can help your startup, or if you show me something um, just give me a how to say a hint to start to connect with you. And no, just one thing more before we leave about what you were talking before about the United Nations. I am the president of the SDG committee, and I'm quite involved in the using the entrepreneurship diplomacy, we can say, because one of the, for example, right now I'm working in a program for uh, doing. I live in Andalusia, which is a region that I invite you to visit because we are doing great things, and we have quite good entrepreneurs, including in Silicon Valley. For example, the artificial intelligence director for Google is a lady from Andalusia, Pilar Manchon, and they are going. We are launching a program for them to become global ambassadors of the Andalusia, because at the end of the day, entrepreneurs, they are spread all around the world, and they can become ambassadors of their local ecosystems abroad, and the opposite. They can bring their expertise, international expertise, when they come back home, and they can promote and local entrepreneurship when the diaspora, economic or talent diaspora, go back home, and can implement what they have learned abroad in their local ecosystems.
No, that's great. Well, if I like want to thank you very much, Miguel, for coming today. If you need any help from us or you need us to speak at events, just let me know. I'm happy to come in and speak at any event, any way we can be supportive. To my audience out there today, thank you for taking time of your busy schedule to attend one more edition, one more episode of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. I wish you each a happy and healthy new year. We're coming to this year bold. We're coming in this year aggressive. We want to go out and, as we say, get shit done at GSD. Let's go out and do it together. Let's make the world a better place, and let's stay happy and safe. So, with that, see you, everybody. I'll be back again on Thursday for another edition of GSD Presents Silicon Valley AI and Tech. Miguel, it'd be great to have you on the show again. We'll have to engage again in a conversation. Thank you very
Happy
much.
and healthy New Year for everyone.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you. Take care, everybody. See you
Bye.
soon. Keep smiling. Bye bye.
Bye.